All right, everybody, good evening to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'm Savannah Louie at the Atlanta News First Alert Desk, and it is Tuesday, August 1st. Glad to have you with us, and we are going to get straight to some breaking news that we are developing right now at this hour. Former President Donald Trump has been indicted for his efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Now, he was indicted earlier today, just a few hours ago, by a federal grand jury investigating alleged efforts to overturn the results of that election and stop the peaceful transition of power. Trump is charged with conspiracy to defraud the U.S., conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of and attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspiracy against rights. He has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. This is the third criminal case brought against the former president as he is seeking to reclaim the White House, running against a number of Republican candidates here. The indictment now focuses on schemes by Trump and his allies to subvert the transfer of power and keep him in office despite his loss to Joe Biden. Tonight's charges follow a long-running federal investigation by the U.S. Department of Justice. Now, what's really interesting here is that we are seeing our very own developments surrounding a potential indictment for the former president here in Fulton County. We could be just days away from a possible indictment here in Fulton County surrounding former President Donald Trump and his allies. And tonight, the sheriff's office here in Fulton County says they are ready for any kind of potential fallout or issues that they could see, along with some national attention if and when that happens. We know that the time frame is sometime this month where Fulton County DA Fani Willis could announce those charges. And from here, I'm going to let our political reporter Doug Reardon explain some of the safety precautions that authorities are putting into place in preparation for that possible indictment here in Fulton County.
If an indictment came today, we would be ready.
Fulton County Sheriff Pat Labod was confident Tuesday when asked if his deputies were ready for the crush of people that could descend on the city if former President Donald Trump faces charges over election meddling.
Our focus is to be proactive about really security.
Fulton County sent deputies to Miami and New York City to observe the crowds that formed after the former president faced charges there. Already, orange barriers have popped up outside the courthouse that would host an arraignment for the former president in Fulton County.
The orange barricades, oddly enough, have gotten more attention than anything else in the history of the sheriff's office.
But despite the jest, retired Metro D.C. Police Sergeant Charles Yarbaugh, who now lives in Decatur, says physical barriers play a big part in a successful response to large crowds. He dealt with countless large protests working in the nation's capital.
So putting these barriers up helps prevent people from getting so close to the courthouse or to the facility in order to create more problems, but still allow them the opportunity to protest if necessary and speak their piece.
Sheriff Labod said Tuesday that his office, along with the district attorneys, has received dozens of recent threats over the investigation into Trump. Some have led to arrests.
When you make a threat, when you become a keyboard bully, it's our goal to come and really hold you accountable.
Labod wouldn't say which other agencies Fulton County was working with or how many people they anticipate coming to town if an indictment comes down. District Attorney Fani Willis has said if that happens, it would be sometime in August.
We look forward to an opportunity to show the world that we are ready.
All right, and again, that was Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon reporting. We're going to keep you updated, so if and when an indictment comes down here in Fulton County, stay with us, Atlanta News First. We will be continuing to bring you all the latest developments as they come in, both on air and online and on the Atlanta News First app as well. That's a great resource for all of you guys at home right now. All right, I want to get to another story here because this is not the only major indictment that we are tracking today. This one more local, though. You might remember several months ago, a suspect opened fire and shot 5 people in Midtown Atlanta, killing one of them. This was huge breaking news about 2 months ago, 3 months ago now. It happened in May. Well, we're learning now the man charged in connection to the mass shooting, this man right here, Deon Patterson, has been indicted on 17 counts. Those indictments, a slew of charges, but they include murder and attempted murder, along with theft and possession of a firearm. Now, one of the many tragic parts of this story here was that a woman was killed in this incident here, happening on May 3rd. You might remember this was huge breaking news for our area when that all unfolded. All right, I want to move straight ahead here to another story. This we've been following for years now. The Atlanta Public Safety Training Facility, or as critics call it, Cop City. Well, we are learning more about a new reward being offered from authorities regarding some information. They're hoping to get information about attacks surrounding the Atlanta Public Safety Training Facility. They're offering you a $60,000 reward. They need help finding the person responsible or people responsible for arson attacks at the police precincts. This includes motorcycles torched, windows broken. Police say the attacks are connected to the movement surrounding this facility. And from here, I'm going to let our reporter Patrick Quinn take it from here.
I'm Patrick Quinn in the Castleberry Hills neighborhood south of downtown, where today's signature gatherers, they were out going business to business, talking to people, trying to get them to sign a petition. They need 70,000 signatures to get the issue of the Public Safety Training Center on an upcoming ballot. And organizers tell me right now they have more than 35,000 signatures towards that effort of 70,000. Meanwhile, today in downtown Atlanta, fire and police officials, they were calling for the public's help, increasing the reward to $60,000 for anyone who can help them find suspects surrounding a series of arson attacks at 2 police precincts, a community center, and acts of vandalism at a construction site over the last year in Atlanta. They say these actors are tied to the movement against the Public Safety Training Center. Again, they've increased that reward to $60,000. Meanwhile, again, here in Castleberry Hills, that's where a lot of people, they were gathering signatures, hoping to get this controversial issue on an upcoming ballot.
All right, again, that was our reporter Patrick Quinn. And final story I have for you tonight. It's one that I think a lot of you are going to be so excited about. Back to school time for many kids, families out there. Moms and dads, I'm sure you're especially excited. Kids, if you're anything like me, not so much. All right, but what we're talking about right now is the largest school district here in Georgia will be going back to class tomorrow. And with them, some new security and safety measures will be in place. I want to show you guys this. This is pretty interesting stuff here. Superintendent Calvin Watts says he's excited about welcoming 180,000 kids and some 1,900 teachers back to school Wednesday, and among the safety upgrades at the schools district-wide is a crisis alert badge. Teachers and staff can click the badge 3 times, and the technology alerts administrators and first responders to the location of the emergency. There will be more school resource officers, up 113 from 92 last year, and Superintendent Watts says, well, they must provide a safe environment first, then lead with empathy and address student needs in an equitable way. A lot of folks very optimistic about the start of the school year. Hopefully, if your family is going back to school, or maybe you already are back in school, we wish you all the best of luck here from us at Atlanta News First to you, your family. All right, and with that, let's move straight ahead here. We are taking a beautiful look here at the Atlanta Skyline. Look at that. Ferris wheel all lit up and some beautiful clouds in the distance. Hopefully that means that we're seeing a little bit of cooler weather on the way. Pete here, meteorologist, with the forecast.
You know what? There is some slightly cooler weather on the way, Savannah. Unfortunately, there's also some more humid air on the way. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a dance as we head through the next couple of days. Hello, everybody. Let's go ahead and enjoy beautiful Atlanta skyline while I pull up my computer so that we can talk about the reason you're here, the reason you wanted to stick around for a little bit longer, the forecast that has been a little goof. Let's make sure. There we go. Sweet. I think we're there. Let's talk about this forecast that has continued to trend, at least for the last couple of days, quite nice. Temperatures have been topping out in the 40s. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to grab something. If you give me about 20 seconds, we'll be right with you. I'm actually going to try something else, guys. If you don't mind, I'm going to log into my weather computer from up here so that we can pull what we need. Alrighty, so we got it together, guys. Sorry about that. Thank you so much. We're going to talk about our forecast, which is doing a little bit of a dance. We've been dealing with this for several days here. I'm going to back this up for you. Actually, I'm going to stop right here and say hello to you just because you haven't seen me yet. Hopefully, you're having a fantastic Tuesday start to the week. Taco Tuesday, lots of you are getting out and about. Here's a look at the next 5 days. And tomorrow's rain chance is pretty low, where we're calling it about a 20 to 30% chance of showers. I do think that a lot of you will have a pretty dry Wednesday. But as we head towards Thursday and Friday, we are tracking 2 first alerts for rain and thunderstorms. Scattered showers and storms are going to be plaguing parts of your afternoon, and even I think some of that's going to be around early Friday morning. So we want to make sure that you're prepared, have those umbrellas, and have, of course, those first alert weather apps downloaded on your phone so that you can know where these storms are and how they will impact your day-to-day movement. So here's that hour-by-hour breakdown of what you can expect. Here's a look at the 7 o'clock hour Wednesday. Area of high pressure to the west is going to be the driving force behind the changes that we will see heading into late Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, which is going to involve a little bit more moisture building into the area. You're going to notice tomorrow there's going to be a few more clouds in the sky. There's also going to be a little bit more higher dew points for us. Those dew points are going to get into the mid to upper 60s, maybe even flirt with 70. That means it's going to be noticeably more muggy. And then, of course, a chance for some isolated showers late day. All of that due to that northwesterly flow. Here's how that hour-by-hour progression occurs. Low 70s for the start of the day. As we head into the afternoon, we'll see temperatures climbing to the mid 80s, but you can see that we're getting partly cloudy with the clouds thickening up through the afternoon. And then we'll see some spotty showers and isolated rumbles of thunder start to fire up roughly 5 to 7 o'clock, and we'll be tracking that through the evening hours. I do think that we'll start to lose some of that energy by around midnight, but a spotty shower will not be able to be ruled out through the overnight. Thursday morning, we're going to be starting off with some showers moving in, especially across extreme North Georgia, even eastern Georgia, picking up on some showers in places like Blairsville, Dawsonville earlier in the day. By around 1 to 2, those showers and thunderstorms are going to start to sink further south and east, so we're first alerting for those scatter storms, some of which could be on the stronger side, producing some heavy downpours, frequent lightning, and even some gusty winds embedded in some of these storms. There will be a lull, but we're expecting multiple waves of showers and storms. Now, I want to make sure that I take the time to talk about this. This ridge of high pressure and these systems that we've been calling ridge riders, these little complexes of storms that move in. They're such an interesting feature that a lot of times the models have a little bit of trouble pinpointing their exact location and timing as far as like by the hour. So that's why we're first alerting the afternoons and the evening, because we do expect this to come in waves. We do expect multiple rounds, so these hours may shift up or down an hour or two just depending on how these storms progress. The cool thing is with these systems, we can normally see them down the pipeline once they actually start to bubble up. Then we can get a better idea of on how fast they're moving and when they'll move in. So this is something that you'll want to at least tune in for the next couple of days as we continue to fine-tune these storms. And as we head into the overnight, Thursday into Friday, a nice brush of energy looks to be moving through, with some of those showers and storms lingering through the Friday morning commute, which Friday morning commute's already normally a little messy. Add rain to it, and then add all of these school buses and all these extra vehicles getting kids to and from. That's going to make things slow down a little bit. So you'll want to probably leave the house a little bit early if this timeline continues to hold. So we're first alerting Thursday for it. We're first alerting Friday for it. If you were looking to make plans for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday trends drier. So we've lowered those rain chances to about 20% because guidance continues to hint that these showers and storms look to diminish, look to not really be a big deal as we head into the weekend. I do think Sunday night we have a chance at seeing a little bit more, but things for the most part are trending in a positive direction for your weekend. Temperatures in the low 90s. Hey, listen, that's what it should be this time of year. But the humidity will make it a little uncomfortable to be outside. These dew points that are going to be in the 70s means that those temps in the low 90s are going to actually be in the mid to upper 90s. So while we will not be in heat advisory criteria, we will be very hot and very humid and very uncomfortable. So we are going to be tracking some isolated pop-ups. So something to stay weather aware for. No reason to cancel any of your outdoor plans. I know some folks were telling me they had a pool party. There's a kid that has a birthday party this weekend. Listen, all of that's going to be fine as long as we can get rid of all of these showers and storms by early Saturday morning, and that looks to be the trend. Temperatures do cool a couple of degrees Thursday and Friday because of the cloud cover, because of the rain, and because of the storms, and then temperatures kick back up as soon as we start to get breaks in the clouds Saturday and Sunday. Better chance for showers and storms returning to the forecast as we head into Monday and Tuesday. So I hope that you guys got all you need. Lots of moving parts going on behind the scenes. It's kind of been a big breaking news day. Our news team, they're hard at work collecting all of the stories. I think we're actually on a breaking news story that we're going to have some info on for you tonight at 9 and 10. And then, of course, that final look at that story at 11. I think I heard what the story's about, but I don't want to tell you because if I'm wrong, I don't want you to charge it to my heart. Charge it to my mind, not my heart. But leaving you with the 7-day forecast so that while they're doing their deal, getting the breaking news, I'm going to go and take a look at some new model data. Me and meteorologist Fred Campagna, and we're going to have that updated look at the forecast coming up in about 45 minutes. So see y'all on the airwaves. Happy Tuesday.